Have you ever caught someone staring at you a little too long? Not in a rude way, but almost like they see something. Their eyes linger, their expression softens or sharpens. For a split second, it feels like they're looking past your face, past your clothes, past everything that's ordinary, straight into something deeper. That moment isn't random. For chosen ones, it happens more often than you realize. When people look at you, they don't just see you. They sense something different, something that makes them pause, even if they can't explain why. In today's video, we're going to uncover exactly what people really see when they look at a chosen one. Not the surface, not the small talk, the truth. And before we dive in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment $9.99 below to connect with others on the same journey. Every single like, comment, and share helps this message reach more chosen ones around the world. And if you feel led to, don't forget you can support through the super thanks option too. It truly makes a difference. Now, picture this. You walk into a room, you don't say a word. You're not trying to grab attention, but somehow heads turn, people's conversations slow down. It's as if an invisible presence enters with you. That's not arrogance, that's spiritual reality. Chosen ones carry an energy that isn't loud, but it's impossible to ignore. It's like light entering a dark room. No announcement needed, no explanation required. People feel it before they understand it. Some will smile without knowing why. Others will shift uncomfortably, sensing their own walls cracking just by being in your presence. This is the mystery of being chosen. Your very existence can speak louder than a microphone. Throughout this series, we'll break down the layers behind these reactions. We'll explore how your aura speaks before you do, how you unknowingly mirror people's inner worlds, why some instantly recognize you spiritually, and why others react with admiration or envy. By the end, you'll see that those lingering stares aren't random at all. They're a reflection of something ancient, powerful, and unmistakable living inside you. So stay with me until the end. Open your heart, open your mind, and get ready to understand yourself in a way that might change how you see every interaction from this moment forward. Let's begin. When a chosen one walks into a space, something subtle but undeniable happens. You don't need to speak first. You don't have to dress a certain way. Your very presence shifts the atmosphere. People might not consciously know what's going on, but their bodies respond instinctively. They turn their heads. They pause mid-conversation. Some straighten their posture without realizing why. It's not because you're trying to draw attention. It's because your aura does it for you. Think of your aura like a quiet but powerful signal. It's not loud like a siren. It's more like a deep, steady hum that fills the room. It radiates a calm authority that can't be faked. While others might rely on loud personalities or flashy behavior to be noticed, chosen ones emit something entirely different, an energy that's grounded, focused, and spiritually charged. People pick up on it through the smallest details. It's in the way you hold yourself. Your shoulders aren't slouched. Your walk has purpose. Your eyes are steady. You don't dart around nervously. You meet people's gaze with a calm intensity that often catches them off guard. That kind of presence makes others take you seriously before you even say a word. Some will describe it as magnetic. They'll say there's something about you they can't quite put their finger on. You've probably heard comments like, "You have a strong vibe," or "There's just something different about you." Others won't say anything at all, but their behavior will give it away. They might become more polite around you, suddenly self-conscious or even a little awkward. That's because your aura naturally commands respect, whether they understand it or not. On the other hand, there will also be those who feel unsettled. Your energy can highlight what's hidden in others. Someone carrying insecurity may suddenly feel exposed. Someone pretending to be confident may sense their facade cracking when they stand near you. It's not because you're judging them, it's because light exposes what darkness tries to hide. This is why chosen ones often notice strangers staring, whispering, or treating them differently. You can walk into a store and the cashier's tone shifts. You can sit in a classroom or office and people seem to notice your presence even if you're silent. It's not coincidence, it's spiritual resonance. Over time, you'll see a pattern. Your aura speaks louder than your introduction. People either lean in with curiosity or pull back in discomfort, but either way they notice, and that's what sets chosen ones apart. They don't need validation to make an impact. Their energy does the work. So the next time you feel eyes on you, don't shrink back. Recognize that it's not weird. It's the quiet power you carry, and whether people admit it or not, they feel it the moment you walk in. When people look at a chosen one, they aren't just seeing you. They're seeing themselves reflected back through the clarity of your presence. It's almost like you hold up a mirror without meaning to. And in that mirror, others catch glimpses of their true nature. their insecurities, their potential, their wounds, and their light. This is one of the most powerful and misunderstood aspects of being chosen. Here's how it works. Your spirit carries a certain purity, not in a perfect or flawless way, but in a real way. You live with authenticity. You're not pretending to be someone else, and that authenticity acts like a spiritual spotlight. So when someone stands in front of you, their inner world suddenly feels louder. If they've been hiding behind false confidence, they might feel exposed. If they've buried their pain, it might bubble up. If they've never faced their potential, your presence might remind them of what they could be. Imagine standing in front of a perfectly clean mirror after a long day. Even the smallest smudge stands out. That's what happens emotionally and spiritually when people meet a chosen one. You don't need to say a thing. Their reactions tell the story. Some people respond with admiration. They might feel inspired just by being near you. They see qualities in you that they want to awaken in themselves. They respect your strength, your calmness, your clarity. These are the people who might say things like, "You motivate me," or "I don't know why, but talking to you gives me peace." They're recognizing something in themselves through you. Others respond very differently. For some, the mirror is uncomfortable. When they look at you, they don't just see potential, they see the parts of themselves they've avoided. They see their jealousy, their insecurity, their lack of growth. And instead of facing it, they might project those feelings onto you. They might become distant, cold, or subtly competitive, not because you did anything wrong, but because their reflection stirred something they weren't ready to face. You might notice friends who suddenly act strange around you, or colleagues who become defensive when you speak. Even strangers might give you looks that feel confusing. This is all part of the mirror effect. Your energy is neutral, but the reflection it creates depends on what's inside the person looking at you. It's important to remember, you're not responsible for other people's reflections. Your job isn't to dim your light so others feel more comfortable. The mirror effect is part of your purpose. It wakes people up. It brings truth to the surface. Some will embrace it. Others will resist it. But either way, they'll never forget how they felt in your presence. This is why being chosen can feel isolating at times. You'll notice emotional shifts in people before they even speak, but it's not something to fear. It's a sign that your presence carries weight, that your spirit doesn't just take up space, it reveals it. There's a moment that every chosen one experiences, usually quietly without fanfare. You lock eyes with someone maybe for just a second and you can feel it. They know, not with their mind but with something deeper. It's like two frequencies meeting and resonating instantly. No words exchanged, no explanations needed. They recognize your energy. Some people have heightened spiritual sensitivity. Whether they're aware of it or not, they can sense spiritual authority, purpose, or light when it enters the room. When their eyes meet yours, it's not like looking at any other person. It's like looking at someone whose spirit carries weight. Ancient cultures often spoke about souls recognizing each other across time and distance, something beyond logic, something instinctive. This is what happens when spiritually aware people encounter a chosen one. They might stare a little longer than usual. Their facial expression might shift suddenly, from curiosity to respect, or from guarded to wide-eyed. They might ask unexpected questions or start opening up as if they've known you for years. Some will even say things like, "I feel like I've met you before," or "There's something different about you." These are spiritual recognition moments. It's not always positive, though. Sometimes this recognition triggers resistance. Spiritually aware but negatively aligned individuals can sense your light too, and it unsettles them. They may become defensive, avoid eye contact, or even try to undermine you subtly. Deep down, they recognize your identity, but their spirit isn't in agreement with it. This is why chosen ones often attract both intense loyalty and strong opposition. This recognition goes beyond appearance, reputation, or status. You could be standing in a crowd of strangers, saying nothing, and someone will just know. They'll feel something ancient, something familiar, something they can't quite name. It's as if your presence reminds them of a story they forgot, but once belonged to. Think of it like a lighthouse. Ships at sea don't need the lighthouse to shout directions. The light itself is enough to signal you've reached something important. Your spirit works the same way. The moment spiritually sensitive people encounter it, their own inner radar activates. They may not consciously understand why, but their response will show it. Through respect, curiosity, or even caution. You'll notice this in everyday life. A stranger greets you with unexpected warmth. An elder gives you a look of silent approval. Someone younger suddenly becomes protective of you. Or someone else keeps their distance like they're unsure whether to approach or retreat. These are spiritual cues. As a chosen one, it's important not to downplay these moments. They're not coincidences. People are picking up on something real. Your energy carries a signature that can't be faked or hidden. And when others recognize it, they're responding to that signature, not just your physical presence. The beauty of spiritual recognition is that it reminds you you're not walking unseen. Even when the world doesn't fully understand you, the spirit world does. Some people's souls will honor yours without needing a single explanation, and others will resist you without any obvious reason. Both reactions are signs that they know exactly who you are, even if they can't say it out loud. When people encounter a chosen one, their reactions often split into two clear categories, light and shadow. There isn't much middle ground. Your presence stirs something deep, so their response tends to be strong, whether that response shows up as admiration, loyalty, or quiet resistance. Understanding this helps you navigate relationships without confusion or unnecessary self-doubt. Let's start with the light reactions. These are the people who feel drawn to your energy in a positive way. They see your strength and feel inspired, not threatened. They might lean in during conversations, speak to you with genuine warmth, or seek your advice. Often they'll describe you with words like real, calm, wise, or different in a good way. They don't always fully understand what makes you stand out, but they feel safe around you. Some will support you passionately. They'll encourage you, defend you, or celebrate your wins like they're their own. Others may quietly watch from the sidelines, learning from how you move. These are the people who recognize the light in you and let it activate the light in them. Being around you reminds them of who they can be, not what they lack. Now let's talk about the shadow reactions. This is where things get more complicated. Not everyone responds positively to your presence. Some people feel exposed in ways they didn't expect. Your calm can highlight their insecurity. Your purpose can emphasize their lack of direction. Your strength can remind them of their unresolved weaknesses. And instead of facing those feelings, they may project them onto you. This can show up in subtle ways. A friend who suddenly becomes distant after your success. A coworker who starts nitpicking your work without real cause. Someone who once admired you but now seems to compete with you. Sometimes it's quiet resentment. Other times it's disguised as sarcasm or jokes that carry an edge. Then there are people who feel intimidated simply because they sense something powerful in you. They can't explain it, but their instinct is to either challenge you or avoid you. They might act overly skeptical, question your intentions, or treat you like a threat without any real reason. This is often because your light hits a part of their shadow they're not ready to face. Neither reaction is your fault. Light and shadow are part of the spiritual landscape. The way people respond to you often says more about them than it does about you. Your role isn't to shrink to make the shadow comfortable, or to overextend yourself to keep the light close. Your job is to stand firm in who you are. When someone reacts with light, accept it with humility. Let that connection grow naturally. When someone reacts with shadow, don't internalize it. You don't need to fight for their approval or bend yourself out of shape to be less intense. Often, just continuing to be yourself is enough to either soften their response over time or reveal their true intentions. This is why chosen ones often have a mix of very loyal supporters and quiet critics. Some will see your presence as a gift. Others will treat it like a challenge. Both are inevitable. The key is discernment, recognizing what's happening without taking it personally. Once you understand that light and shadow reactions are spiritual responses, not personal attacks, you stop wasting energy trying to fix how people see you. You stand tall, you walk with clarity, and you let your light speak for itself. When people look at a chosen one, they're not just seeing a face in the crowd. They're encountering a presence that speaks even in silence. Your aura, your energy, your identity, it all communicates long before your words do. Some will be drawn in with a sense of wonder. Others will feel unsettled, unsure why they can't just brush you off. But either way, they notice, and that's because what you carry is real. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to be felt. Whether you're in a crowded room, walking down a quiet street, or simply existing in your everyday routine, your spirit leaves an impression. People remember how they felt around you long after the conversation ends. Even if they can't explain it, something in them recognizes what's in you. That's why your presence matters. It's not about trying to be special or demanding attention. It's about walking in quiet confidence, knowing that your energy naturally reaches where your voice can't. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to explain everything. Simply being who you are is enough. Some days that reality can feel isolating. You may wonder why people act differently around you, why certain friendships shift, or why strangers seem to treat you with a mix of curiosity and caution. But when you understand the layers behind it, the aura they feel, the mirror effect, the spiritual recognition, and their light or shadow reactions, it starts to make sense. You realize it's not random, it's purpose. So here's the reminder: don't dim your light to make others comfortable. Don't shrink back because you sense eyes on you. And don't second guess the impact you make just because it's not always spoken. Your presence already speaks. The world responds to it whether you notice or not. As you go forward, embrace that role with grace. Be intentional with your energy. Walk with that calm strength that's already yours. Let your light shine fully, knowing that the right people will recognize it and stand with you. And those who don't were never meant to define you. Before you go, if this message spoke to you, like this video, comment, "I am chosen" below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on all notifications so you never miss the next revelation. And if you feel led to support the channel, you can use the super thanks option. It truly helps this message reach more chosen ones around the world. Share this with someone who's been feeling misunderstood or overlooked. Let them know what's actually happening beneath the surface when people look at them. Because the truth is, chosen ones aren't invisible. They're unforgettable. Walk with your head high. Your presence is already speaking.